If you want all the latest news of NBA 2K and also NBA in general, you should follow me on my Twitter account at PackHoopsYT. Not only that, I do giveaways all the time when it comes to VC, games, and also even consoles. So check it out, follow me, and see you there. Now, there's 15 players that were added to NBA 2K22 on historic teams. These players 2K had lost the rights to or never had the rights to in the first place, and they finally got the rights to add them into the game. I'm going to cover all these players in today's video. Que pasa to the pack? It is Pack here. If you like these videos that I make, please be an OG, join the pack and subscribe, and leave a like on the video. What the heck just happened? And leave a like on the video because it keeps the lights on apparently. We're going to start off at number 15, it is NBA player Willie Burton, 73 overall. They don't even have a real face scan for this player, but he's been added to the 1997 and 98 San Antonio Spurs. This is not the team that won the championship. This is a year before. And in fact, now that I think about it, why is this team here? Why is it not the 99 Spurs? 2K? It's kind of a weird one. But Willie Burton has been added to this team. He made an all-rookie team when he was working in the NBA. He averaged 15 points per game when he was on the 76ers, so he's not like he was like a bad player or anything. But not the biggest name on this list either. 73 overall. Didn't get too many minutes on this team, and this wasn't even the championship team, so like, whatever, right? Now, at number 14, we have Kevin Gravy, a small forward on the 1984 and 85 Milwaukee Bucks. But the thing is, Gravy isn't really known for that. Gravy is known for being on the Bullets when he won the championship in 1978, and he was a great Bullets player, multiple years averaging 17, 15, 16, but he was on this Bucks team as a reserve. And, you know, they filled out these historic teams. It's really hard to get the teams from like the 60s, 70s, 80s and fill out the other players because they're not as known. But Kevin Gravy has now been added, and maybe they could do that Bullets championship team. They probably should, if we're being honest. So up next at number 13, it is Mike Pemberton, another NBA player that they did not add the face scan to, but this is a real NBA player that was on the 2001 Lakers. Interesting fact about Pemberton. He only played 2 NBA seasons ever, which were with the Lakers, and in the 02 season, he only played 5 minutes a game, right? So the only season he ever really played in the NBA, he was on a championship winning team, and he played 20 minutes a game and was like important to the team. That's weird that your only NBA season, you play for a championship team, played well, and you never played basketball again. That's kind of like, I don't know if there's any other NBA player ever besides Mike Pemberton that's done this. It's kind of crazy. Staying with that same finals, technically, with the Philadelphia 76ers at number 12, Speedy Claxton. So Speedy Claxton was a 74 overall on this 2001. So Philadelphia 76ers was 23 years old at the time. And obviously, he won the championship actually in 2003 with the Spurs. That's like the only thing that's really interesting about Speedy Claxton. And a guard for the NBA for a long time. It was a shorter guard. Was decent for a long time, but not great. And it just reminds you that on this 76ers team, that's kind of the motto. Allen Iverson and the not greats. That's just basically how it was. Now going to the Lakers team that failed to win a championship, at number 11, we have Brian Cook. We're starting to get to the NBA players that actually have the real face scans. Gosh, 74 overall. Another player that kind of didn't have the best career, was very mid for a very long time, but was on this team, did get minutes, but was just never really did anything crazy. Very basic, mediocre player, Brian Cook. One that I am super excited to talk about at number 10, it is the Red Mamba, Matt Bonner, 74 overall, and they finally added him back to 2K, where he belongs. Bro, Matt Bonner was not one of my favorite players, but one of the most recognizable players for me for a long time. He was on the championship winning Spurs. He played minutes when it mattered most. Like, he was the reserve for the power forward position on the Spurs, and like, he only played a couple times when they needed him. But when he played, he always played so well. He got boards. He was a physical presence. On top of that, he was a sniper. Matt Bonner is so fun, and he had such an interesting shot form. He would shoot like this. Like, I love Matt Bonner. Now at number 9, we have 74 overall Randy Brown on the Chicago Bulls. Again, 74 overall. They don't have his face scan, which is really, really frustrating. But he's a 3-time NBA champion with the Chicago Bulls, which means he was a super, super key figure on these teams. He had a 9-point per game season with 4 assists and 3 rebounds the year that Michael Jordan had left the Bulls. So obviously he got more playing time. But when he was on the championship teams, he didn't play that much. But he played. He just didn't play that much. Now at number 8 on this list, we have Mike Kaminski, 75 overall center for the Hornets, who did play. They don't have his actual face scan in the game. Again, it's kind of frustrating that they're like not adding these players' face scans, but adding their like likeness. It's like so dumb. The thing about Mike Kaminski is that he was actually an amazing player for the Nets and the Sixers. He was averaging like 17, 16 seasons. But with the Hornets, he was actually not very good. But before that, he was actually a very good NBA player. Now, definitely, and I'm going to say definitely the most popular name on this list at number 7, it is Juwan Howard, and it's not even close. Like, Juwan Howard, all-star, 2-time NBA champion. He was great for many teams, like the Blazers, and also like for the Bullets. I mean, he played for a lot of teams. He was great for a lot of teams, and he won championships with multiple teams. Juwan Howard is a funny-looking guy. I don't know why they made his face again so terrible, but he is in the game, and now you can make a good version of him, and he should probably be on the all-time Bullets, but he's not, but he probably should be. Or I guess, sorry, the all-time Wizards. Now at number 6 on this list, we have Winston Bennett on the 90 Cavaliers. They don't have his face scan, and if you look up Winston Bennett's stats, very underwhelming. He only played 3 seasons. I have no clue why he's a 75 overall. I think they're just happy they got the rights to him and they didn't want to make him seem irrelevant, so they made him a high rating, but like he should not have that high of a rating if we're just keeping it real. Like, if your number 1 attribute is basketball IQ, you know 2K's making shit up. Now, at number 5 on the list, we have back to the Blazers, Rudy Fernandez. Rudy Fernandez is actually one of the greatest Spaniard players of all time. A lot more known in Europe and a lot more known for playing for the national team for Spain. But Rudy Fernandez did play in the NBA for a while. He made the all-rookie team, scored a lot of threes, 76 overall, an important figure for the Brandon Roy, LaMarcus Aldridge team. Now, at number 4 on this list, we have Ronnie Brewer, 76 overall, on the Chicago Bulls team with an amazing Derrick Rose. They're just trying to fill this roster out. They were missing some players. He's one of them. I'm glad they added the face scan. I'm glad they added Ronnie Brewer. Not the most entertaining or interesting player ever, right? But he had an 8-season career. He played for 6 different teams. That's all there really is to say about Ronnie. Now at number 3 on the list, we have Kurt Thomas, 76 overall. Played for the final appearance Knicks, who were the 8th seed. Another player that played a good amount of minutes, especially because like for example, Patrick Ewing was injured, so they needed more bigs to play, and he put in the numbers and put in the time to try to stop the Spurs in the finals, and he couldn't. Kurt Thomas played for 9 different NBA teams, but definitely his best seasons were with the Knicks. Now at number 2, we are going deep back in time, and 76 overall, Fred Hetzel, a power forward for this Lakers team that won a championship with, I mean, obviously, you know, Jerry West, Wilt Chamberlain, Gail Goodrich, Elgin Baylor. Even though I think Elgin Baylor retired that year, right? So he never won the championship. I don't know. From my understanding, maybe I'm wrong. But those have Fred Hetzel on the team. So biggest thing about Fred is that he was an all-rookie team, and when he was with the Warriors, he averaged 19 points. So he was a lot better when he was not in the Lakers, but he was a very good NBA player at one point. And finally, at number 1, based off of ratings, of course, for the Wizards in 2007, we have Eaton Thomas, another player that did not have the face scan for. I don't know why. I'm going to tell you his best stat line ever with the Wizards, and you'll understand what kind of player he was. 9 points per game, 7 rebounds, 1.6 blocks. This guy was a grinder. This guy had a role on this teams and filled it very well. Backup center, played very well. 78 overall is a really high rating for him, and he probably deserves it. That is the best player on this list. That is all the players that I found that were added to NBA 2K22. Did I miss anybody on the historic teams? Leave it in the comments below. And if you like the channel, please give it a sub. And I'll see you guys next time.